Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
The FBI has just sent a letter to Congress. They have discovered new emails pertaining to the former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's investigation. They are reopening the case into her criminal and illegal conduct that threatens the security of the United States of America.
I have now seen Director Comey's letter to Congress. We are 11 days out from perhaps the most important national election of our lifetimes. Voting is already underway in our country. So the American people deserve to get the full and complete facts immediately. The director himself has said he doesn't know whether the emails referenced in his letter are significant or not. I'm confident, whatever they are, will not change the conclusion reached in July. Therefore, it's imperative that the Bureau explain this issue in question, whatever it is, without any delay.
Yes, that is the big breaking news today. The FBI is reopening the investigation into Clinton's emails, and you can see Donald Trump is just beside himself with this news. So this is just the latest October surprise for Hillary Clinton, and this comes just about 10 days away from the election. So this is really exciting. People are kind of on the edge of their seat now. So this was in a letter sent to committees and lawmakers who are relevant to the matter. FBI Director James Comey cited recent developments for the decision to look into new emails, which may contain classified information and how they may relate to its previous investigation. So these are recent developments, and it's in connection with an unrelated case. So the FBI learned of the existence of emails that appear to be pertinent to the investigation. Comey says, I'm writing to inform you that the investigative team briefed me on this yesterday, and I agreed that the FBI should take appropriate investigative steps designed to allow investigators to review these emails to determine whether they contain classified information, as well as anything that's important to the other investigation. So this is really exciting. Now, Hillary Clinton's campaign, of course, is saying, give us a little more information. You're making this sound as if it's just dire, terrible. Of course, there's classified information. So they're immediately saying, tell us what's in the emails, but be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. And apparently, these new emails came about, the unrelated case was due to the investigation into Anthony Weiner. So now he's not just exposing himself anymore. He might be exposing the Clintons. So these new emails were found after the FBI seized an electronic device that was once shared between Anthony Weiner and his estranged wife, Huma Abedin. So they were investigating illicit text messages that Mr. Weiner sent to a 15-year-old girl in North Carolina. And so now the Bureau tells Congress that it had uncovered new emails related to the Clinton case. One federal official said they numbered in the thousands. So are these new emails that she allegedly turned them all over, but now she didn't? And now we already know that Hillary Clinton's staff, including Cheryl Mills and Huma Abedin, were using private emails to communicate with Hillary Clinton and do other business. But now we know that Hillary's chief of staff, Cheryl Mills, used a personal email for state business. So this is Cheryl Mills, who the FBI agreed to destroy her laptops and give her immunity in exchange for her testimony. And like we've been saying all along, it's insane that she was allowed to continue on representing Clinton in this case, even though she herself was a witness and frankly guilty of doing the same thing. So it's just crazy all around. But this evidence is being revealed in the latest cache of emails released by Judicial Watch. Approximately 10% of Abedin's emails released through this FOIA request were addressed to one of Mills's various personal email addresses. She had several. So several of these emails were found to contain such highly sensitive material that the State Department redacted 100% of the content pages, marking many pages with a bold stamp reading "page denied." So, of course, everyone's probably scrambling to try and get Hillary Clinton off because they're going to get taken down with her for doing the exact same thing. Now, here's a Another great WikiLeaks email coming out that I'm sure Hillary and her people just wish these would go away. That's why they keep trying to tell you it's all about the Russians. Well, now we have some more insight into all of those celebrity endorsements, or you see at the Democratic National Convention where it's just like a celebrity extravaganza. That's because they think you're dumb. And that's why they roll out these celebrities to get these celebrity endorsements, because that's how to reach effing dumb young people. So this is marketing executive Wendy Braunfein, and she tells John Podesta that Clinton may not be the best face to attract younger voters, and that she needs to utilize trending figures as part of an infusion to pull younger voters, because that's the crap that young people pay attention to. It's effing dumb, but being cool counts for more than maybe it should. So basically they're saying if somebody identifies as cool and they endorse Hillary Clinton, then that means all of their other stupid little minions will follow suit. So isn't it interesting that we also know that they were saying that there was other emails saying that black voters also calling them dumb. It's interesting now that Hillary Clinton is throwing this huge concert with Jay-Z in Ohio to get those black voters to come. And here they're explaining why, because they think that's how dumb you are, that you won't think for yourself. You'll just do whatever Jay-Z and Beyonce tell you to do. So there you go. That's how they really feel about you. But you know what? Frankly, Hillary, people are not that dumb. So after Hillary Clinton showed her support for a female draft, it's now sparking outrage. People are hijacking the hashtag, and now it's trending draft our daughters. These are memes totally mocking Hillary's total war policies, which could easily ignite World War III. So they're saying, yeah, I'm with her on the front lines against nuclear war with Russia. You know, we're not going to be that stupid. She thinks, her and her campaign, but basically everyone here on the left thinks you're so stupid that you are going to sign up to go fight Hillary Clinton's nuclear wars. And remember when Obama said, rigged elections, what does that even mean? Well, we all knew that he is obviously full of it, but now there's 2006 audio emerging of Hillary Clinton actually proposing rigging the Palestine election.
Have troubled me deeply. I do not think we should have pushed for an election in the Palestinian territories. I think that was a big mistake. And if we were going to push for an election, then we should have made sure that we did something to determine who was going to win.
So isn't that interesting? She says, if we're going to allow them to have an election, we might as well make sure that we're going to get the outcome that we want. Seems like it was practice for this election cycle, probably, who knows, countless other election cycles, but that's what we're seeing now. So this is sort of the practice. They allow us to believe we're getting the opportunity to choose our new leader, our new overlord, when really they're rigging the election. And she's talking about it on this audio that had never been heard before. They kept it. It had never been released. It was only heard by a few staffers that were in the room, but they just played it for the Observer here today with this article. So this is pretty impressive. But, you know, I'm sure she was just talking specifically about this one country that she wanted to infiltrate and destabilize. I'm sure she's not guilty of doing that anywhere else. You know, unheard of. How dare you? And now we're getting more video. More people are outraged seeing their votes being flipped. This is a woman in Hollywood, Maryland. She's just the latest in a number of early voters to claim that her ballot was switched to Hillary Clinton after she tried to vote for Donald Trump. She said she had seen reports on the news of this happening, so she paid attention. She voted a straight Republican ticket, and she went back, she checked, and it had switched. So it switches there on your presidential and your VP pick, even if you vote a straight Republican ticket. So she alerted an election official who told her to just go vote for a second time. So she went back the second time and made sure that they didn't change it. But that's what everyone out there needs to do, because this is happening across the country. And I mean, how many people have already voted and maybe didn't even think to check and make sure that it hadn't been switched, because you're counting on this technology to do best by you, to do right by you. So the Daily Mail was actually kind of seeing if there's any credence to this whole worry about vote rigging and election fraud. And they did a little snapshot survey based on some convictions just in the last 5 years. And they have, I mean, if you scroll up, you can see the pictures there with these people. People were offering drugs for votes, like cocaine, ballots were for sale. They had corrupt poll workers. There was a magistrate and even a nun, all convicted of illegal voting, voter fraud. So you really have to ask yourself, are you sure that this election's integrity is beyond doubt?
FBI Director James Comey, in a surprising letter to Congress, laid out the vague details of the possibility of a reopening of an FBI investigation into newly discovered Clinton emails from Hillary Clinton's national security-threatening personal email server debacle. The letter, addressed to a swath of congressional chairmen, read, "In previous congressional testimony, I referred to the fact that the Federal Bureau of Investigation had completed its investigation of former Secretary Clinton's personal email server. Due to recent developments, I am writing to supplement my previous testimony. In connection with an unrelated case, the FBI has learned of the existence of emails that appear to be pertinent to the investigation. I am writing to inform you that the investigative team briefed me on this yesterday, and I agreed that the FBI should take appropriate investigative steps designed to allow investigators to review these emails to determine whether they contain classified information, as well as to assess their importance to our investigation. Although the FBI cannot yet assess whether or not this material may be significant, and I cannot predict how long it will take us to complete this additional work, I believe it is important to update your committee about our efforts in light of my previous testimony." FBI Director James Comey stated. Republican Congressman Jason Chaffetz, who led an oversight committee effort to pursue perjury charges against Hillary, immediately tweeted about the FBI's announcement. It read, "FBI Director just informed me the FBI has learned of the existence of emails that appear to be pertinent to the investigation. Case reopened." The campaign trail was thrown into chaos by the news.
When there's news of the FBI's investigation, when it just happened a little while ago, they said, "Mr. Trump, I think they'd understand. We could skip your speech in New Hampshire. This is so big." I said, I don't have the courage to skip the speech in New Hampshire. Believe me, I don't have the courage.
I think whatever is going on here sets up a first term that is going to be a really raucous one, filled with more investigations, maybe impeachment proceedings. You know, you got to believe somebody's going to want to do that. Right, Robert?
Well, it's actually already been articulated and signaled by House Oversight Committee Chairman Jason Chaffetz, a Republican of Utah. He's talking about ramping up GOP investigations in the new year should Secretary Clinton win.
And we don't know if these emails pertain to her time while she was at the State Department. We just don't have any more information at this time.
Okay, really, you're just mystified by this whole thing.
I would say we're mystified, but we're unaware.
And Hillary, as expected, went on business as usual.
When you question the very institutions of our democracy, going back to the founding of our country, you are attacking democracy. Now, we have seen Donald Trump attack so many different kinds of Americans. So we cannot just blow off what he's saying, because he still is saying it. He's standing up in front of large crowds, and you can see how he's egging them on, talking about rigged elections, talking about how we should just cancel the election and make him president. Right, yeah. Well, we've got to be vigilant about this. This is not something to be made light of, because there have been too many times in world history where somebody gets elected and then that's the last election that is held. So we have to not only stand up for whoever our candidates are, we have to stand up for the process of electing them, because that's how we lead ourselves. That's how we make decisions together.
Hillary's campaign has been nothing short of a parade of corruption and bottomless scandals, morphing into her platform as she runs for the highest office in the land. At what point do the American people become an accessory to Hillary's crimes by simply voting for her? John Bound for Infowars.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been on this the last few months. You probably noticed I've been more crazed, more focused, less brain fog, more energy, more special reports, and it's because of Brain Force.
We kept changing this formula over and over and over again until it became sort of a grand puzzle. This just increases the compounds you already have.
This is what you're actually designed to run on. You will find Brain Force, Survival Shield X2, and other game-changing products at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.